Okay, so this is the full timeline map from now to full financial reset activation. Pay attention. We're talking real world asset dates, events, infrastructure progress, and where you want to be positioned before the doors close. So, phase one, infrastructure setup from 2024 to mid 2025. This is where we are right now. So, what's happening? ISO 20022 is in the process of going live domestically and internationally through SWIFT, Fedwire, Eurozone, and global RTGS systems. Central banks are rolling out CBDC pilots quietly. 80% are still in testing or the development stages. Ripple is finalizing CBDCs and private ledger integrations in Palau, Montenegro, Bhutan, etc. XRP's legal suppression phase ended. They win the SEC lawsuit, but the prices are still being restrained. Tokenized asset platforms are launching. BlackRock, Citi, JP Morgan, etc. have all confirmed tokenization pilots. Ripple is onboarding institutions to the ODL, on-demand liquidity, with minimal retail visibility. You need to lock in your ISO 20022 positions, XRP, XLM, XDC, Algo, HBAR, IOTA, Quant. Set up cold storage. I recommend the Arculus, but if you have a Ledger or one of the other cold wallets, just get a cold wallet. Avoid exchanges as your main storage. Watch for the first public-facing tokenization headlines. This is the bridge signal. All right, phase two is going to be the controlled crack from late 2025 to early 2026. Transition phase, this is where it begins. We'll have major liquidity corridors lighting up. Expect the US, the UK, the EU, UAE, Japan, Singapore to announce integrations of new RTGS token layers. More banks are going to go insolvent or merge into CBDC rails. Think crisis plus solution pattern. The BIS and the IMF begin publicly discussing digital asset bridges like XRP, XDC, etc. They're going to mention them directly or indirectly. Ancient wealth or asset reevaluation. Rumors are going to start surfacing in more mainstream sources. There'll be dual pricing environments, one in public markets, one off ledger for institutions. Here's what you're going to need to do. Have your exit strategy written. What percentage of what assets are you going to hold, stake, or exit? You need to watch for price glitches, liquidity lockups, or even exchange failures. Prepare yourself mentally. Price spikes may be fake outs or manipulated until we have the full unlock. Don't sell too early. Most won't make it through this phase. Phase 3 is going to be the global liquidity revaluation for mid to late 2026. Activation switch flips. The first major tokenized sovereign bond or gold-backed digital asset that's going to launch. It'll be priced and settled via the ISO compliant tokens like XRP or XDC. RippleNet corridors are going to explode in volume. Major utility prices for XRP and XDC begin. 50 plus range becomes plausible based on actual usage and liquidity depth. Off ledger value begins coming on ledger. Countries may tie CBDCs to tokenized reserves, including precious metals, oil, or even sovereign debt. Here's what you need to do. You need to be ready to move into yield strategies, staking, lending, wrapped assets. Think multi-chain diversification. Ethereum's not going to disappear, but ISO 20022 assets will dominate the financial utility. Use your trust or LLC structure if you're deploying profits. Avoid unnecessary capital gains. Don't get shaken out. This is where people panic sell life-changing wealth. Phase 4 is going to be the full reset and financial realignment from 2027 onward. The new system is going to be fully live, so you'll have global settlement layers running on the ISO 20022 messaging standards and tokenized assets. Swift's no longer going to be the main standard. It's going to be RippleNet, Stellar, Quant networks. They're going to dominate the back-end flows. Central banks are going to control CBDC front ends, but value bridges are going to run on decentralized rails. We'll have ancient trusts where sovereign wealth accounts begin dispersing for real humanitarian infrastructure, green energy, food, supply chains. Global debt restructuring likely occurs via the IMF, BIS corridors. You need to be positioned as a sovereign actor. Cold wallet, trust, legal shield, possibly convert some crypto into hard assets like land, silver, tokenized real estate. Consider DAO participation or decentralized platforms that let you vote on treasury deployment. Continue building generational wealth infrastructure. This is the legacy phase. Behind the scenes, the rails are already being laid, y'all. The value's already onboarded. The bridges are already live. We're just waiting for liquidity to be unlocked. It won't be a slow crawl upward. It's going to be a light switch. 1 minute, nothing's moving. The next minute, XRP is clearing billions per day across nations. And retail investors can't get back in without mortgaging their houses. So, if you're ready to get a real plan in place, something strategic, customized, and built for what's coming, head over to chadsarton.com. Schedule your coaching session today. Everything is done over Zoom. Let's get you positioned before that switch flips. See you soon.